Hi, my name is Carl Anderson, and I'm going to introduce you to CodeFluent. CodeFluent is a model-driven software factory, which tackles nowadays software development industrialization issue. CodeFluent is based on two basic principles. First, you need to define in a model entities that will represent your business concepts and rules. And then you'll need to define a set of producers which will generate optimized and 100% functional platform-specific code. So here I'm defining my business model, and I'm defining three entities: a customer, order, and product, that are related to one another through relation properties. Then in the sample.producer.xml file, I'm defining my producers, which will generate the code for each of my targeted platforms. So first, here I got the Microsoft SQL Server producer that will generate my database. And then here I have my business object model producer, which will generate a set of C# classes that will allow developers to manipulate the persisted data, and that relies on the Microsoft SQL Server layer. On top of those, I got the web controls producer, which will generate ISX controls usable in an ASP.NET website that will be generated by my website producer. So I'm going to generate all that. I'm going to generate my application here. So it's important to mention that we at CodeFluent don't believe that a real-world business application can be 100% generated. So CodeFluent is not a black box. You can customize absolutely everything, and we made a lot of entry points everywhere to customize what gets generated and the generated sources. So here everything was generated, and now what we're going to do is we're going to check out what was generated in the persistence layer. So as you can see, I got my sample database here, and I got several tables that were generated corresponding to each of my entities, as well as an association table that was generated to order the relation between order and products, as well as a set of stored procedures. The business object model will use those procedures to manipulate the stored data, and here you can see that this is the website, the ASP.NET website that was generated using my website producer, and a specific template that can be fully customized. So here I got my sample application, and I have my three entities, and I'm going to create a product to show you that the generated components are 100% functional. So here I'm adding a bogus product with a price there. So if I load them all, you can see that my product was actually created into database. So components are 100% functional, and everything was created from my model. Now, what is very important is that since CodeFluent is a model-driven software factory, it means that all developments are actually driven by this model. And what's even more important is that the model is a central piece in the development lifecycle. This means that if ever I modify my model and I regenerate, the output will be modified, and I'm not going to lose my data. So here I'm adding a description property to my product, and while I'm editing this model, I'm going to add a new producer here. So this is the Microsoft Office list producer, which will allow my application to be consumed in Excel or Access applications. So what's very important here is that now that I'm adding the description column, not only since I added a description property to my product entity, it will add in the persistence layer a description column will be added. In the business object model, the product class will have a new property, and web controls as well as web pages will be updated so that it will reflect the change. So I'm going to rebuild my application, my website, and my office lists. and we're going to reload my web page. And now we can see that the description column was added. And so I'm going to add a description to that column. And there we go. So once again, it's a model-driven software factory. It produces code from the model, and you can, throughout all your development cycle, you can modify your model and regenerate all the time. On top of that, we added a new platform, the Microsoft Office List one. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how it looks like. So I'm going to open the synchronizable list, and you can see that Microsoft Excel opens, and here I'm connecting to my own line of business, and you can find the product that I recently created in my website in Excel. So this is it for this demonstration, and this is how you create an application using the CodeFluent software factory. Thank you very much.